The San Faustino quarter, where the Church of San Giuseppe is located, has been the most commercial area of the city since the 12th century. It developed to the west of the ancient Roman walls on land that became a valuable resource thanks to the abundance of water, which the water wheel transformed into productive energy. Today, as then, it is a welcoming place for those seeking an opportunity, where sounds and smells mingle to create new atmospheres. And in that swarm of houses, alleys, shops, factories, where people live and die, new forms of aggregation are born, such as the paratici. Somewhat like contemporary professional associations, the paratici were trade guilds with multiple scopes: regulating business, helping their members, even devotional and charity initiatives. In 1273, there were 25 paratici in Brescia. At that time, the religious spirit deeply permeated all aspects of daily life, and in a world in which life was not easy, the protection of a saint was invoked also by the paratici. All the better if the saint in question practiced the art of the paratici during his or her lifetime. The Church of San Giuseppe, precisely because of its location and its numerous chapels, lends itself to becoming the church of the paratici. The four magi, the cheesemakers, represented one of the city's marginal productive sectors, but in 1675 they too obtained their own chapel, the first in the right aisle inside San Giuseppe, dedicated to St. Lucius. Indeed, 22 of the 43 formaggi in Brescia in 1588 resided in the San Faustino neighborhood. To make their chapel rich and prestigious, as it was also the first one to be seen on entering, they entrusted Francesco Paglia with the realization of the altarpiece, who, while retaining the stylistic features of Guercino, his master, also shares Lombard influences. The altarpiece shows St. Lucius, martyr of charity, patron saint of cheesemakers, dressed in humble clothes, offering food to two poor people, holding a piece of cheese in his hand. The story of the saint from Cavarnia in the province of Como tells of a man who lived in the late Middle Ages, born very poor, and who from an early age experienced the hardships of alpine life. Admired for his generosity and compassion, he was killed by the envious and selfish master who had driven him away. In the altarpiece beside the saint, there are two female figures, perhaps Catherine and Lucy, the first dedicatees of the altar. In the chiaroscuro of the painting, one can still make out their barely visible halos. In the left aisle, opposite the cheesemaker's chapel, is Zanetti's altarpiece from 1737, with Saint Homobonus giving alms, the patron saint of tailors. It is interesting to note that although the paratici were suppressed in 1797, with the end of the rule of the Most Serene Republic of Venice, the liturgical furnishings for the religious services at the altar of Saint Homobonus were preserved to keep worship alive.